I just found out my mom changed some of my wedding plans behind my back. My fiance and I get married this fall, and the cake has been a huge point of contention with my mum. Long saga, but the gist is that we wanted a dessert bar or cheesecake instead of a traditional cake. My mum initially insisted on having at least a small cake for just us to cut. We compromised and got quotes. Right before we put a deposit down, she decided that having just a cake for us and not the guests is tacky. But they have a whole dessert bar. My goodness. So we needed to get a sheet cake to serve as well. We were annoyed because she was the one to suggest it, so we cut our losses and opted to do tiered cheesecake and mini cheesecakes as we originally wanted.
Why should you have to compromise on anything for your wedding? That is so... motherly.
Motherly?
I'll say it again. You never hear the fathers-in-law.
And they really like their cheesecake. I feel like cheesecakes are heavy. Doing a layered one, my goodness, must take a lot of support.
Supports.
My mum would not let this go for the past 6 months. Wow. She's serious about her cake. She then decided to focus on pushing for a groom's cake. My goodness, does she have a cake business? What's happening here? My fiance did not want one. Well, that's besides the point. That's got nothing to do with it. What you and your fiance want clearly is not the problem or important right now. When I told her this, she said, it's really only a groom's cake in name and not about what he wants. There you go. I told her a firm no multiple times because she wouldn't give up. That brings us to this week. I got a text yesterday saying she was at the bakery and paid for the order.
Uh-oh.
I got suspicious because I never included her in those communications. I called the bakery today and was told by a very apologetic employee that my mom had added a multi-tiered groom's cake with different fillings, flowers, the whole kit and caboodle.
What's a groom's cake?
A cake for the groom?
Okay.
I think usually it's geared more towards the things he likes. I don't know the point in it. How many damn cakes do you need at a wedding?
They have a dessert bar, a layered cheesecake, and now a groom's cake.
I don't know. I don't know if they got rid of the dessert bar. It's unclear. There's enough cake, I feel like. We still have cheesecake. I feel like it'll look silly next to what is essentially a wedding cake. My question now is, what do I do? She doesn't know that I know. I'm furious and hurt. Obviously, it's just a cake, but it's not really about that now. It's not about the cake. She went behind my back and crossed multiple boundaries after I told her no. Am I being a bridezilla for not letting her have her traditional wedding cake? Why should she have her traditional wedding cake when it's not her wedding?
Something tells me that she didn't get what she wanted when she got married.
I don't understand this.
It's so strange. Mind your own goddamn business.
Well, maybe not mind your own business. I understand wanting to feel involved and maybe like you matter. But then there's a whole other line that's being crossed when you're going against what they've told you they want and doing it anyway. How do you expect that to go well? They're gonna know, right? There's a whole other cake that's showing up.
Surprise!
These people convince themselves that, they're gonna be happy. They've said no in several different ways, but ultimately they're gonna be so happy when I present this cake. I don't think she's a bridezilla, do you?
No.
Is there a Momzilla? That's what I think we're having here.
I'm Momzilla.
Momzilla? I don't know. But she's definitely in the wrong. I don't know how you managed to stay silent and not.
I know, you don't want to create friction, but it's your mother that's creating all the friction.
Exactly, it's your wedding.
There's the awkward moment where you need to put your foot down and you say enough's enough.
Now, I understand it being a little more going gently when she's suggesting things and you're like, oh no, I don't really want that. But now we're at a different level where she's actually gone and paid and done stuff behind your back that you've said you didn't want.
Yeah.
It's not a surprise if you've said you didn't want it. Well, it is a surprise, but not a good one. So this one does have an update. Actually, it has a couple of updates. So should we read a few comments and then head on over to the update?
Yes, comments.
Cancel it now, and give all your vendors a password that must be given before any changes are made. Change the delivery location to a shelter or food bank. I was going to say change the delivery to your mom's house. It's her cake. Let her have it at her house. It's the update. Hello again. A big thank you to everyone who gave advice on my original post. I'm now married. Yay! And had the best, most relaxing honeymoon with my now husband without any pesky family bothering us.
Yay!
By the time I posted, it was too late to cancel the wedding due to... Cancel the wedding?
The wedding cake, maybe? Or do we have a typo?
Did I miss something? Okay, well, I don't know. And to clarify, yes, my parents did pay for the wedding. Although my husband and I made it clear several times that we did not expect or need them to pay for everything. No, I don't think them paying excuses my mom's actions. My parents reiterated that it was our wedding and we should do what we wanted. As long as it involved a lot of cake. As long as what you wanted is also what they wanted. Clearly the cake was the exception to this, though she had previously said to get cheesecake if that's what we wanted.
My goodness. Maybe something happened.
My husband and I got a laugh out of everyone's suggestion for how to handle the cake. Initially, I wanted to go the petty route and surprise my mum by calling the bakery to change the cake design to something that she would find tacky. That would reflect my husband's hobbies, like a groom's cake should do. After taking a few days to weigh my options, I knew my desire for petty satisfaction would nuke my relationship with my mum, which had truthfully never had this dynamic up until wedding planning. I knew that she absolutely was the one in the wrong and acting like a child. And while I'm the actual child in the relationship, I wanted to be mature and handle this like an adult, if only for my own moral high ground.
Oh, that sucks.
Yeah, boring.
We want petty revenge. We want petty revenge.
I communicated with my parents and listed all the reasons why this situation and others throughout the wedding planning process was hurtful and completely out of line. Shock of the century to everyone on Reddit, I'm sure. It didn't go well.
Sarcasm.
There was a series of texts I received from my mom that demonstrated she couldn't take accountability or comprehend that I wasn't mad that she ruined my wedding by ordering a cake, but rather that she went behind my back knowing it would surprise and upset me on my wedding day. I attempted multiple times to redirect the actual issue with little success. We ended the conversation with her apologizing for a cake making my husband and me so upset. Oh, that would be so annoying.
Yeah, trying to minimize it.
Oh my god.
I'm so sorry that me buying a cake upset you.
I couldn't.
It's not the cake. It's not about the pasta.
You'd be I would be anyway, more frustrated than before making the phone call. Keep that patronizing apology.
And shove it up your butt.
She also agreed to move the groom's cake to a meal we had the day before the wedding, which I was fine with. I'd be like, I don't want to see that groom's cake at any of my wedding events. What do you mean she agreed to? She was going to force you to have it at your wedding? Hey. At this point, we were a week out from the wedding, and the thought of continuing to press the issue was too much for me to handle with everything else on my plate. I dropped the rope leading up to the wedding so I could refocus on enjoying my wedding as best I could. I interacted with my mom as little as possible the day of, and our wedding party and coordinator did a fantastic job being a buffer. Well, that kind of sucks because then you didn't really put it aside. You didn't let it go. And I'm not saying you should, but it interfered with your wedding. Then maybe if you just really hashed it out and kind of felt like a genuine recognition of what happened was given to you. While I've had some contact with her since, it has dramatically declined so I can get some much needed space. Obviously, we'll need to have some tough conversations, but I'm choosing to spend my time with my new husband and getting back into therapy. Weddings, man, they really bring out the crazy in people. Oh, and the cheesecakes were a huge hit, by the way.
It's so weird how she was saying that the relationship with her mom was perfectly fine before. At least that's what I gathered.
I'm finding that hard to completely believe. Not that she's lying, but maybe she's not thinking of things that aren't like at the top of her mind.
But it just feels like some people go nuts. Nuts!
I know, it's like weddings bring out something in people. From what I've seen, reading Reddit, I mean, relationships get ruined. Is it worth it?
maybe for a great wedding.
A few people have some things to say here. I'm glad you had the day you wanted and enjoyed your honeymoon. Unfortunately, although previously this wasn't the dynamic you had with your mother, the fact she refuses to see her error and wasn't apologetic. If I were you, I would bear that in mind for the future, i.e. other major events, children. I think the worst part of it all is that you're saying that this has altered your relationship with your mother to this degree where you're taking time back, stepping back. Your wedding day, you had the least amount of contact with her as possible. That's awful.
Yeah, it's not a small thing. Obviously, there's more discussion that needs to be had with your mother. If it's going to affect the way you raise your children.
Yeah, the relationship they have with your children, if you're having children.
Boundaries must be set and respected.
Boundaries.
All right, so we have one more update, and it's 1 year later.
Ooh.
What could it be?
Juicy.
Pickle.
I'm back with a 1 year update on how my mum changed my wedding cake order without me knowing. People have reached out for an update, and coincidentally, I've had several friends get engaged who have similar family dynamics as mine. I've shared all of this with them, but I feel the need to blast this out online too. Good move. Now that I'm a year out, I can acknowledge that I love my husband and our life together, but having a traditional wedding was a big mistake. When I think back on our wedding day, I'm devastated to admit that the few emotions I remember from that day were not how much I love my now husband and excitement over our future together, but anxiety over my mum and whether shite was about to blow up. Well, that's kind of what we were saying.
Yeah, well, the mistake was not a traditional wedding. It was really...
not addressing the issue to the end.
Yeah, well, I mean, I was going to say your mother, but... Though it seems like she tried, and her mum just wasn't listening.
So she's given a bit of advice. Please let this be yet another loud voice yelling at you. Elope! Have a courthouse wedding. Don't invite the problematic guests. Do whatever you want to do, but for the love of God, avoid the family drama at all costs. I wish we would have stuck to what I originally wanted, eloping somewhere abroad. But alas, I made my decision and have to accept it. What I didn't mention in my initial post was that my relationship with my mum immediately and irrevocably changed as soon as I became engaged. It's weird because didn't she say that that was the only issue that had come up, the whole cake thing?
Yeah, but maybe she didn't do the retrospect.
Because kind of like we were saying, we doubt that everything was hunky-dory, and then she ordered a cake behind her back. Even though I knew she could be a lot, I had no idea what I was in for. If I could do it all again, I would have stopped that wedding planning train in its tracks after the first few signs of craziness. The cake was unsurprisingly just the last straw of craziness that happened. Greatest hits include telling literally, and I mean literally, everyone she knew that we were getting engaged less than 10 minutes after my husband told my parents he planned to propose. Before he proposed?
Oh my god.
Upon sharing the proposal photos with her, commenting on how big I looked in the photos, which are to this day ruined for me.
That's awful.
Yeah. Told a family member who commented on how beautiful I looked at a pre-wedding event.
Yeah, well, she's gained a lot of weight.
Oh my god.
Tried to crash my first look the day of my wedding and acted hurt that she wasn't invited.
I wonder why.
Did crash my first look and threw a fit when my wedding coordinator wouldn't let her in. Made the wedding all about how she never had a say in anything, that I was the controlling, immature one. I feel like if you knew your mom, and you knew maybe your parents, but your mom, you probably had an inclination that that was possible, right? And she also said that they didn't need the parents to pay for it. So why on earth didn't you tell her at some point? I'm not blaming you, but why on earth didn't you tell her at some point, you know what, we're good? Back off.
But maybe the plan was different at the beginning, and then the parents said they're going to pay, and then they changed the plan. Now it's more expensive.
She told people that he was going to propose before he proposed, and then they let them pay for the wedding. The whole she's gained weight and you look big in the photos, that would have been reason enough for me never to speak to her again.
Yeah.
That's just
that's awful.
Hateful.
Yes.
We do still have contact today, but it's limited, and I'm very guarded with what I choose to share. She never genuinely apologized or acknowledged the stress and hurt she caused. Short of some major changes on her part, I don't see that happening. Me either. So yeah, moral of the story is to absolutely soak up the fresh excitement of getting engaged, but seriously, ask yourself if there's anyone in your life who will make wedding planning hell on earth. If you're oh so fortunate to have a character like that, have a plan to handle it and be prepared to enforce those boundaries. And for the extra crazy families out there, maybe just elope. First comment that I see, girl, not a single thing about the cake. What kind of update is this? I came here for cake. It wasn't ever about the cake. It was her mother going behind her back, not respecting boundaries. Yes. People literally just wanted to know what kind of cake it was or what?
No, I want cake.
That's it.
Thank you for watching. Like, subscribe, share, and see you in the next one.
Bye.